I don't have a witty intro. This intro sucks.
Hello, it's that time of something, I suppose. Time for another one of these videos, which we haven't done in a while, and I wanted to do more of these, but never got around to it. But yeah, we're gonna fix that now. So we're gonna have one of these. So we're gonna look at one of these. We're gonna look at an empty box because I already unboxed it, and who cares? Anyways, this is the Mortal Kombat box. Arcade Classics. Yes, it's a little arcade thing where it looks like an arcade. You'll see the actual unit, but I want to show you the box because we got to see the box and all that. People care about the box for some reason. The important stuff, there's a sad onion, so that's important. Don't toss it in the bin. The WB logo, because that's always a sign of quality right there, I guess. Bunch of stuff nobody cares about. This is 15. I guess this is the 15th arcade gimmick in their Arcade Classic series or whatever it is. And you got a nice picture of the arcade machine there. It's the first Mortal Kombat. I want you to pay attention to that screenshot. It's a lovely screenshot from the arcade game. Yeah, the arcade game is not the Super Nintendo version. Because I figured that. I bring that up, but when you see the actual thing, if you haven't played this, anyways, classic arcade gameplay. Select your fighter, batter your opponent in one-on-one timed matches, drain your opponent's health bar to win each round. Play a finishing move to hear the famous words, finish him, and you get the same blurbs in français, in espagnol, and all that stuff. And basic fun made in China. So that's a sign of quality right there. Okay, so we got rid of the box. We don't need that. We're going to look at the instructions, because people love instructions, right? This is your instruction leaflet. Pretty much telling you how this thing works. Shows off all the buttons and the features and all that jazz. There's a reset button, because of course there is. Once again, that arcade soundtrack, I was going to say soundtrack, arcade screenshot, would have been I want you to make note of this screenshot, because we will see it later. Gameplay, you're entering the battle for Grand Champion. Move the stick, and joystick punch kick. And they tell you all the moves. Well, they don't tell you all the moves. They'll tell you as many moves as they give you in the instruction manuals. But yeah, the layout, the control layout, and they'll tell you the basic moves, the flying punches, the roundhouse, the foot sweep, that sort of thing. They don't tell you how to throw. That's kind of, well, and they tell you how to operate the device, because that's important. And again, the sad onion, because that's the most important part of these things, that you got to know this thing is unsuitable for little children, ages not to 3. Much like this video is not suitable for children, period. Anyways, this is the Mortal Kombat unit. What a lovely thing. It's just like the old arcade machine, except you got a stock photo of Scorpion from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but that's okay. You know, it's a throwaway gimmick and nothing special. Look in the back of the box. There is, I don't know where the reset button is. Oh, there it is. It's that little button there. And of course, yes, it has a screw, so you gotta unscrew it, and you gotta put the batteries in, you gotta rescrew it, and I hate that shit. Not made for kids. But apparently this is, because, you know, we gotta have a nice, playable, arcade-perfect version of Mortal Kombat for little kids to play. Now, for those of you who don't know what old Mortal Kombat looked like, it's the one that looked like this.
Sub-Zero win. Fatality.
Now that looked like the stuff that you got in the screenshots, right? 2 screenshots on the box and the arcade thing and the booklet and stuff like that. Anyways, let's look at the layout. You got power button, sound button, this little start button, your punch, high kick, block, this, that, low punch, low kick. Pretty much a familiar layout. And we're going to turn it on. And let's see. Okay, might as well just get it done. I think I pushed the button right. Yeah? No? Hello? Ah, there we are. Let's see my... Ah, there we are. Right now the sound is very coarse, very loud, so the speaker's not high quality or anything like that. But the older folks would recognize what version of Mortal Kombat we're playing here. Because only one such version has this thing. And I shall attempt to play this with my arms extended. There you go, you get to see my thumbs. So yes, this is the... It's not arcade. This is not arcade, this is the... Oh. I didn't really touch anything, but there you go. It is moving up on its own. That's fantastic. It's not what I wanted, but there you go. Okay, that's going to be an issue. Okay, alright. Okay, let's do Scorpion. So yeah, autofocus fail. Excellent. We're gonna play Mortal Kombat. Very awkward Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis on a little arcade machine. And yes, this is the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat. The one that everyone likes for some reason.
Get over here! Get over here!
Yeah, it doesn't control the greatest, like, at all. And none of the buttons work. Which is always a positive sign. There. Dusty! Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna... Okay, yeah. So we're gonna turn off the sound because that's starting to grate my ears. Yeah, so... Just to show that I'm not really bullshitting or anything like that, the buttons don't work. So I'm guessing this is a 3-button mode. Yeah, I died. I don't care. I really don't. Well, but I can do a teleport, so a teleport punch is no problem. So it's good in that regard. Not so good in anything else. Or maybe it's like just the unit that's defective. I don't know, we're gonna try that again. That's odd though, they give you 6 buttons and only 3 of them work. For those of you that need to revisit what they advertised. This is the screenshot they gave you in the printed material. That's not what you get in the actual game. And what they give you is this thing. Mortal Kombat, Sega Genesis. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad version of the game. And certainly, if you wanted a version of the game that was suitable for the kiddies, you can't do... okay, well, I'm not going to say anything in that regard, but... I don't know, I assume the code works. The famous blood code that unlocks all the actual arcade fatalities and blood and stuff.
Get over here!
That's a weird thing, though. They give you 6 buttons and only 3 of them work. I don't know if I pressed something. You know what? We're gonna try it again, though. We are going to try it again. Because that's weird to me that it would not function the way it should. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. Okay, just now to reconfirm, these buttons do not work at all. I don't get it. Yep, we got that done. This is the most I'm going to do. This is the most I'm going to play with this thing, because... Look, you want the technical bits of the emulation? It's not bad. It's almost on par. There you go. I spared you an ugly fate of being portrayed by Ronda Rousey in the future. You can thank me later. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, now the buttons do work. Buttons work, but you gotta, like, really... Yeah. Buttons do work, but they don't work all that well. Yeah. So, this is why they went with the Genesis version. Half the buttons don't work. Yeah. Scorpion, Minch, British victory, fatality. That's a good note to end it on. Anyways, that was a thing. So it's probably this. I don't know if it's this unit. I'm sure somebody in the comments could say they had this and all the buttons work and you just suck and all that shit. I don't care. But I just go by what I have to work with. And apparently this was the only unit that was on sale at a Toys R Us. But, look, I'll give it some positives. The emulation of the Genesis game is pretty good, I think. It's pretty spot on for the most part. If you know the mappings, if you could figure out the mappings, I'm sure you could get that blood code in, so you could get all the bloody gore, and that'll be made for kids. The joystick, I had my reservations, but it did actually respond to the teleport punch that I did. Now, whether it holds up for more intense gameplay, I don't know. I haven't really gone that far, but you know, short bursts, it works okay, I guess, I suppose. But these buttons here, for some reason, they don't work as well as these buttons here. Like, you press the high punches. This, it either doesn't work or you got to hold it down really hard for it to register. So maybe it's the unit itself that's kind of like, eh. Because if everything's like this, then man, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad looking thing though, to be honest with you. Like, I've never had one of these. The only other unit that I had was that one Tetris thing that we bought like a year or so ago. I think I did a video on that like a couple of years ago. That's not the same thing. That's more like an LED type of thing. Yeah, this ain't too bad, actually, to be honest with you. It's just a pity about the buttons. Kind of like Also, again, just to reiterate, just to remind you folks, this is the screenshot they gave you, and naturally the footage didn't match up, so, where are the complaints to Arcade Classics, or whoever makes these, Midway Arcade Classics? Where was the same vitriol that you people gave at games when they had the one unit with arcade screenshots and they had NES games on there? Bit of a double standard, you assholes, and stuff like that. I don't care. Anyways, yeah, I amuse myself much too easily, and nobody's going to get that. Anyways, yeah, so that's the Mortal Kombat Arcade Classics mini arcade unit thing. It's not bad. It's okay. You know, if you get one where the buttons works, I'm sure it'll be fine. But there's obviously no 2-player component, so you can't do multiplayer. And if you don't know the code, you're not going to get all the actual blood and guts and fatalities and stuff like that. But I don't know. Either way, I'm kind of surprised they put something like this out, because usually they're much more tamer with their choices or something. I don't know. I don't know how many, like, they've got 15 of these. I don't know what games they actually have under the series. The only other one I've seen is a Rampage machine, and I'm wondering if that is any good, if it just took the NES version or what. I've never actually tried it, to be honest with you. If it worked the way it's supposed to, it would have been pretty neat. And maybe it's just, like I said, maybe it's just my unit. You know, it's probably the Frogger case, the Frogger plug and play, where it doesn't quite work. And you know, but yeah, a bit of a shame with that. But hey, it's a little Mortal Kombat thing, and I guess, you know, for a kid's toy, because it's made for kids. Have anyone seen the original flyer? That's kind of... anyways, I digress. Anyways, I don't know. It works alright, I guess. Anyways, I'm done. That was a thing. I'm going to put this stuff all the way and never talk about it again. So, thanks for watching. Till next time, take care. Good night.